me just rearrange. I'm falling apart. There we go. Hello, hello. Welcome to Friday Nights with Emma. Just give everybody a minute or more to join because it's been a while. So, never mind. Just let us know when you're there. Give Mikey's behind camera. Mikey a thumbs up, a little heart. Let us know you're watching.
There are people here, but I don't see the comments.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we'll give everybody a minute. Ooh, just got warm. Sorry, excuse me. There we go. It's been one of those days, either too hot or too cold.
Sarah's watching
Oh,
and
hi,
wondering
Sarah.
how you're feeling.
Better, much better. Thank you.
Joan.
Hi, Joan.
Terry.
Hi, Terry.
Carol.
Hi, Carol.
Diamond.
Hi, Shirley.
Caroline.
Hi, Caroline.
Christine.
Hi, Christine.
Says you look very cozy.
Thank you. Yes.
Anne.
Hi, Anne.
Annette.
Hi, Annette.
Another Anne.
Hi, Anne. Yeah, I'm just doing some binding tonight.
Cheryl.
Oh, hi, Cheryl.
Barbara.
Hi, Barbara.
Lori.
Hi, Laurie.
Susan.
Hi, Susan. Yeah, this is a customer quilt, which I'm binding. It's huge. It is huge. It's beautiful as well. So, sadly, the maker passed away.
Sandra from Glasgow.
Oh, hi, Sandra. And her niece sort of inherited it. It was just a quilt top, and so she contacted me to quilt it for her and finish binding it because they're not quilters. They wouldn't have had the first clue, but they did want another finished quilt from their aunt. So yeah.
Christine from Glasgow.
Oh, hi, Christine.
Your mum.
Hello, Mum.
Claudia. Missed the Friday evenings. Glad you're back.
Oh, thank you.
Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl.
Dawn.
Oh, hi, Dawn. Yeah, I just thought we'd have a chat and a catch up tonight. It's been a bit of a rough day, I will admit. I don't want nobody to feel sorry for me because there's not usually much wrong with me. But that second jab, man, that floored me, which is, I'm not used to that. So, for people who do deal with pain on a daily basis, my hat's off to you, and I admire you greatly because today was not fun.
Christine says it's lovely to see you back, and thank goodness you didn't hurt yourself on your
Oh, yes, so
motorbike.
the saga. So I'll
Elaine, Lorraine from Kent, and
hi,
Judy.
Hi, Julie.
And Elaine says you matched the quilt.
Thank you. Yes, greens. Yes, so the saga. So it wasn't anything too terrible. It was a very slow laying down of the motorbike with me on top of it. So more damage, definitely more damage to Ruby than to me.
Diane is watching.
Oh, hi, Diane. I just got a scraped knee. So, but she's all fixed now. Got the last of her parts through. Pardon me. And I'm just on tea tonight. I'm not living it up tonight. So she's all fixed, ready to be ridden again. So yeah.
Judith is watching.
Oh, hi, Judith. So what's going on this month? Festival of Quilts. Is anybody going to Festival of Quilts? Kind of excited for it. I know things are starting to open up, and I know I've read all the things that they're doing to make everybody safe. I'm kind of looking forward to it, actually. I think it's going to be a good Festival of Quilts this year because it usually is quite, I'll say cramped, but snug. And I'm quite excited about them opening the other hall so that we can have a bit more room to manoeuvre. So that's good. I'm going to be teaching. So if you are going to Festival of Quilts, I will be teaching the American hand piecing on Thursday morning, Thursday morning and Sunday morning, And then on Saturday all day, I will be doing the tessellated bird quilt.
Diane says yes, she's going with a friend.
Oh, yay.
And Lori says she didn't have any reaction to either jab. I was very lucky.
Good.
You take care.
Oh, bless you. Yeah, I think definitely over the worst now. It's just a lingering ache. But other than that, I think it's out of the system. So yeah, Mikey has his jab next week, and I did tell him I think he's lucky because he can attest, and Kayla can attest, I am not a good nurse. So I think somebody arranged this for me to have my jab first and to have a bad reaction, so that if he has a bad reaction, I will be sympathetic. so he'll be all right.
Kath is sending you hugs.
Oh, thank you. Let's see what else is happening this month. Ooh, Stone Street again on the...
Jackie's watching.
Oh, hi Jackie. Stone Street again on the 17th.
Christine S., would you show us the thimble?
Oh, yes. This is the one I was telling you about. It's not my usual one because I've got my short nails now, but this is the one that I use when I have my nails. I think Clover do them. This is a cheap version I got off eBay. Not eBay, Amazon. I got a packet of a few of them. And it's adjustable, so you can squish it down to however you want it. But it fits so that your nail goes over the top, basically. And I really like it. The only thing I find, and this is why I have a little offcut, is that metal does get irritating on the top of my finger. So I've just got a little offcut of quilt from when I've trimmed one. It's not very glamorous, but it does the job.
Annette asks, apart from your kibble with the bike, did you enjoy your weekend?
Oh, yes.
I've got tickets, never been before. And Joanne and Mum Maureen are watching.
Oh, hi Joe. Hi Mum Maureen.
And Christine says, very clever.
Thank you. Yes, the motorbike weekend was very good. I will admit, the ladies were in the minority, and by the end of Friday night, because I've been there since Thursday night, end of Friday night, I was a bit oversaturated with the male of the species. Not anything bad, it's just that when you're not around that many, I mean, I know there's a lot of men, all for as much as the eye can see, males. You don't think about it on a day-to-day basis, because if you're walking somewhere, it's a mix of people. But when you see just one gender, and it's the opposite gender, you just realise, like, ooh, this is a bit full-on male. Not that it was, it was just, there's a lot of men. But they were all well behaved, I will have to admit. It's not like some of the cricket games Michael has taken me to. They were all gentlemen of a certain age, mostly older, wiser men. So no silly shenanigans going on as you get with the younger crowd.
Humans. Diamond says, hope you feel better soon. What size strips are you using for the binding?
Oh, what size strip? So I always use 3-inch strips for binding. I know a lot of people, or a lot of quilters, or a lot of books recommend 2.5 inches. I find that a little bit too tight. So if I show you what I'm doing, I'm just hand sewing on the back. So I've sewn my strips onto the front, and I always sew them onto the front when I hand finish. So that gives me 3 inches, gives me plenty to fold that over, and it will come to this side of my sew line. So my sew line is completely hidden. So it's probably, it covers it by a good 1/8 of an inch without it being too tight. And what I do when I sew it on, this is probably not quite 1/2 inch seam allowance. The way that I use it is I use my walking foot to attach my binding, and I just run the edge of the walking foot along the edge of my quilt so that I know sort of I have an even seam allowance, and that seems to work really well. When you attach your binding on the front, make sure, or you're using your walking foot for quilting or attaching binding, make sure you increase your stitch length. I increase it to about 3. It just makes it run a lot smoother. It's not going to be so, the stitches aren't going to be so big that your binding is going to be loose, but it will help it run through your machine a lot smoother.
Christine says she missed going away on motorbike week camping. Diane is watching. And
Thanks.
Christine says she finds 3-inch binding best.
Yeah, 3 inches is sort of the golden rule for me anyway. It seems to work really well. It's not super wide or super skinny on this side, so I've got some threads I need to trim. So I'll show you what I've done. I've got in total almost 400 inches of binding to do. This is a big quilt. This is what I've done so far. So not the most hidden of stitches, I will have to admit, but they are hand done. And I'm using Gutmann quilting, hand quilting thread, so it's a bit stiffer. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it's a bit thicker and it tends to be a little bit stiffer. And the reason I do that is because I usually pull off about a length, just a little bit longer than the length of my arm, the length of my forearm rather. And that way it doesn't, by having a little bit sort of shorter thread and thicker thread, it doesn't wear so much when it pulls through the eye of the needle. That's the thing that you find when you're hand sewing, is it wears the thread out. So yeah, this is going to be me. Oh, we started watching, talk about motorbike weekends. I don't know if you'll know, because I didn't know, but a chap called Charlie Bowman was there on the first night giving us a talk. And I'm like, oh, okay, sure, fine, hi Charlie. But apparently he's the guy that went around the world with Ewan
McGregor.
Ewan McGregor, even.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi. So we started watching that.
Claudia says she was ill for a week with the first jab, so glad the second one didn't affect her.
Good.
Hang in there. Nice to have sympathy nurses.
Oh,
And Christine,
yes.
Christine says she took your advice on the binding.
Oh, good.
Jeanette says, good evening. Sorry, I've been missing you for a while. Still recovering from the operation.
Oh, I hope you get better. I hope you get better, hon.
Joanne says, I love the Gutermann hand quilting. It is so much easier to draw through the fabric.
It is. And yes, I have to admit, I do like it. I do have it in the shop. I don't know if I've got it listed, but I do have it. I have to admit, yeah, it is my favourite. It's hard to find hand quilting thread, I find. So Aurifil don't do a hand quilting thread per se. They do a heavier gauge thread, but a lot I'd say compared to the US anyway, a lot more people in the UK quilt with like embroidery floss. So they have bigger stitches and use bigger, more obvious thread than is traditionally done in the US with hand quilting. And I should try embroidery floss. I think I will at one point with a project. I just sort of have stuck with the same thing.
Made in Greece.
Oh.
Christine asked, do you use beeswax on the thread?
Not always. I mean, it is nice. I tend to use beeswax on thread when it's not exactly hand quilting thread, but machine quilting thread. So for threads like the Superior King Tut threads, especially like the variegated ones, because they have some beautiful colours. I know Jackie had some. If I hand quilt with those, then I do use beeswax just to strengthen it a little bit and to help it run through the needle, the eye of the needle. What's the other one? Thread Heaven is another one that works really well. A little blue box of like, I want to say silicone, but I don't know for sure that it is silicone. I just know that opening a new box of Thread Heaven is like the best thing because it's all nice and clean and brand spanking new. because after you've used them for a while, they do get a bit grey. So yeah, don't know what else. Oh, Friday of sewing of the Festival of Quilts, I will be on Sewing Street. So I won't be there in the morning. I won't be at the Festival of Quilts in the morning, but you might see me walking around in the afternoon if you're there. Oop, that one went away. I love these clips, by the way. These clips for binding are the best. Especially if you can get them free in a magazine, because they are ridiculously expensive when you buy them.
Lorraine says she uses thread magic.
I don't know if I know that one. I'll have to look it up. So, oh, let me show you what the pattern on the back is, because I had to add the backing and everything, backing and wadding. I only had a top. So let's see if you approve. So we're getting a sneak peek. The customer doesn't even know what I've done on the back. She just said, I trust you, you do it. So I've just gone with a nice white on white pattern, and then the lavender thread. I really like this quilting pattern. It's really quite effective. It's Amour. I'm trying to think who else. Oh yes, there was another lady who I did it for recently that it worked out really well, but I did it smaller, I think, a little bit denser than this.
Christine says she's tried the thread wax that we have on Sewing Street Advent calendar, and personally I thought it was a waste of time.
Oh.
Annette says, what are you making on the next Sewing Street?
Sewing Street. Oh.
And Susan says, beautiful.
Oh. Thank you. So the next Sewing Street I will be doing, so more hand piecing, so American hand piecing, 2 new patterns, and a star quilt from a book. So I don't know if you remember, sometime last year I showed the Lone Star quilt that you sew strips together, and then you cut them up, and then you make diamonds basically for the arms of the star. This is very similar, except they vary the width of the strips, and they offset the strips a little bit, so the designs that they make are fantastic. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've got it handy to show you. I will, I'm planning on working on it tomorrow, so you'll get sneak peeks, don't worry.
Laurie says, I love that quilting. Is it Hearst? It is Hearst, right?
I'm not sure what that means though. It's the pattern is called Amour, and this was done on the long arm quilter.
Diamond says, do you have a favorite needle for doing the binding? I usually use big eye needles because my eyesight is poor, but don't like the normal needles with larger eyes, tend to be thicker.
Yeah, so that's what I'm using. I think this is why my stitches are coming out quite big, is because I am using quite a thick needle and it is easy to thread. Normally what I would use is a sharp, so the same sort of needle that I would quilt with, so a number 9 or a number 10 size sharp. So just a regular, well, it's what I use for quilting.
Sorry, Laurie meant hearts. Yes, it is.
Hearts. Yes, it is hearts. Hearts was in a heart. Yeah.
And Jeanette said, won't be able to go to the Festival of Quilts this year. I got Sew Magic from Sewing Quarter, and it's a good for embroidery and EPP.
Oh.
Christine says that quilt backing stitches reminds me of Arabian building in films.
Oh, yeah.
And Karen says, Karen is watching. Sorry, I'm late. The phone hasn't stopped ringing.
Oh.
Don't they know it's Friday night with Emma?
Oh, bless you. Yeah. Well, this is what my project will be this weekend, watching Charlie Borman and Ewan McGregor go around the world. But tomorrow I will be sewing the star quilt. So I will post a sneak peek of that so you can see, because it is really nice. And Jess has put together some nice bundles as well for those. Oh, and I've got Tilda fabric for next time as well. Tilda fat quarter bundles. So that'll be nice. What else? Our Swifts are still doing their thing. It's going to be sad when they go.
No, I think they're in lockdown too.
No, I think where they need to go, I think it's a green country or... Well, what about England then? We've beaten Germany. Who'd have thought? I actually quite enjoyed that game.
Sandy is watching.
Oh, hi Sandy. I usually get really upset and frustrated when England play, but actually that game wasn't too bad. It was quite enjoyable to watch. They actually sort of did us proud. So see, who are they playing tomorrow? Ukraine? Is that
Ukraine.
Ukraine? So then is there more games after that?
Yes.
Is that semi-finals?
No, this is just the quarterfinals.
Quarterfinal. So there's two more games.
Yes, yes. There's two more games and before the final.
Okay.
If England gets that far.
Okay.
Elaine says, "Will you watch tomorrow Eve?"
Yes. What time does it start?
It's 8:00.
8 o'clock. Yeah, I think we could just about do that before our bedtime.
Annette says, "Going to be sad when my puppies go to."
Oh yes. Oh, they're so cute. They're so cute. Little King Charles Cavalier Spaniels. They're so cute.
Tonight is Italy and
Switzerland?
no, Belgium.
Oh yeah, of course, Belgium. Yeah, one of the ladies I work with, my day job, she's actually there at the game. In Belgium. It's in Belgium, right?
Not sure where it's at, actually, to be honest with you.
I want to say it is because she posted a picture of herself there.
Could be.
It looked like it.
Karen says, "It feels like this football is never going to end." No, football never ends. There is no off season for football, apparently.
Well, this is the only time I sort of get interested is when England plays. And I wasn't even that interested in the Euros until they started winning, to be honest. But I would watch them in the World Cup. But other than that, I don't have a team. I don't follow. That's one thing I don't do.
Christine says that the caravans from all over the country have descended on us in Cornwall.
I can imagine.
And Sue says, "Too many penalty shootouts this time."
Yeah. I was surprised that the game with Germany didn't go to that, but it didn't come to it. But yeah. Actually, I think that's the only game of England that I've watched this so far in the Euros.
No, we watched the well, at least I watched the first three, the group stage games.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. No. England Germany was the first one that I actually watched.
Carol says the Belgium-Italy match is being played in Germany.
Oh.
Yeah, Judith says it's in Munich.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. I think she is there anyway.
Annette says she's watching the tennis.
Yeah, no, it's nice to see them going on, actually. It's nice to see, I mean, I don't watch Wimbledon, but it's nice to see sort of things kind of going back to normal with Wimbledon on. And
Oh, no, it's because COVID knows that you can't get COVID for football. So it's a smart virus. Claudia says, "I only enjoy the penalty shootout." Sorry. I accidentally hit the phone. Yeah, Claudia says, "I only enjoyed the penalty shootout. Spain versus Switzerland was good tonight."
Oh.
And Karen says, "I don't mind the penalties. That's the only exciting bit."
Yeah, it's true.
Barbara says, "You need to go to bed." And Christine says, "Don't think me rude, but you look very tired."
Oh, bless you guys. Well, I did take a nap this afternoon as well. Me and Link took a nap.
Jeanette says she prefers rugby to football, and my Harlequins won the league this year.
Oh, well done. Yeah, Michael is his baseball team is not a winning winning team.
We're
So
in
that'd be
first place.
twice now. So
We're
he,
in first place.
yeah, with the Brewers. Wow. So it could happen.
If I'll be honest, and I've said this in the beginning, with our pitching that we have and our bullpen that we have, if we stay healthy,
Mm-hmm.
we have a legitimate shot to get to the World Series this year.
So if you go to the World Series, will you go to one of the games? Will you try to go?
Well,
to one
no,
of the
we
games?
can't travel to the United States. Plus,
Yeah,
I won't be able to afford it.
Well, that doesn't happen till August, is it, or September?
October.
October.
No, I wouldn't be able to afford it. Tickets would be out through the roof.
Well, we'll see. It's your team.
Yeah, I'll watch it. It's all right.
Yes. So other than that, normally his teams lose.
To be fair, we've been the 2010s and up. Really, the last 10 years, we've been better than average.
You mean since you left the country?
Yeah, since I've left the country.
See, I tell Michael he's the jinx. He's the reason his team doesn't win.
Hmm.
Mm. Yeah. So what's everybody else up to? I want to hear everything. What's going on? What's going on with peeps?
And Lauren says, may I just say on behalf of the loads of us here, I cut this short tonight.
Oh.
You are so nice this evening, doing this for us tonight, but go get some rest.
Oh, bless you. Wow. Okay.
Sue says, how's the link? And Jeanette says, still on morphine, so catnapping.
Oh.
And Lori says, ticket was £600 to Chicago.
Oh, see?
No, that's flight. I'm talking game tickets.
I know.
Game tickets would be. There's no way. Judith says, I had a bad reaction to both jabs, AstraZeneca, terrible fatigue, and joint pain.
Yeah, my legs this morning felt like I had 2 full days straight in the gym on leg day. My legs were really aching. Legs and my bum just felt sore. But yeah, thank you. I will. What time is it anyway?
It's 8:30.
Is it 8:30? Okay.
Diamond says her son is a tennis coach, and I never go and watch him because I think I am a jinx. He has won loads of times. Never seen him.
Oh, bless you.
No, there's nothing you can do that impacts what happens out on the pitch.
No, it's true, my love. You're not really the jinx.
No.
Mm-hmm. So if they do get to the World Series, who might they play? Who else is looking good? Or is it too early to tell?
In the American League, the White Sox are really good.
Oh.
The Devil Rays have I don't know how to call the Devil Rays anymore. They're just called the Rays. The Rays have a shot. So there's a few teams.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, there's a few good teams in the National League too. So it all depends. All I'm saying is that this is the first team in a while that I've actually been happy with. Okay. Elaine says she's lost track. Will you be here next week?
Yeah. We'll do it again.
Karen said, had my second jab today. So far, so good. Hope it doesn't hit me tomorrow. I'm too busy to be laid up.
Yes, Karen, you just take it easy. Maybe take a couple of paracetamol or ibuprofen before you go to bed. But yeah, just be aware.
Carol says, I'm conserving my energy, looking after granddaughters tomorrow afternoon and evening. Ooh. Hopefully they'll be in bed before football. Otherwise there will be one grumpy pops.
Yeah.
Christine says, you look cozy wrapped in that quilt.
Mm-hmm.
Sandra said, second vaccine hit me hard, severe migraine and joint pain, rest up for a few days.
Yeah.
Deborah says, I had the first jab and was ill for 5 weeks. I do have other illnesses that kicked in. Got my second jab next week. You need to rest and go to bed. I will. Sheila said, good evening. I'm really late tonight. I love rugby, but I enjoy the big football games and the tennis. You should get plenty of rest. Take care of yourself.
Oh, thank you.
And Jeanette said, never had a problem with the jabs.
Oh, good.
Lori says they have been bribing people in America by saying if you get your jab, you can have one free ticket to whatever game you want to go to live. Diana is watching. And Yvonne says, I've been glued to your Friday lives throughout lockdown and love watching your skills.
Oh, thank you.
I've just recently plucked the courage up to start paper piecing quilting.
Ooh.
Easy start. Love your lives. Hope to be as good as you one day.
Bless you. You will. You will.
And Terry says we've been fine. We've both been fine after both doses of vaccine. Just a sore arm for a couple of days.
Yeah. See, the last one was the same thing, just a sore arm, and it's fine.
And Joanne says rest lots. Joanne says rest lots this weekend and hope that I'm looking after you lots.
He is.
Yes, I'm a better carer than you.
He is.
That's why I never get sick.
That's why I told you. This is why I got it first, just in case.
Elaine says her husband. I don't know how, considering I was eligible to get. But anyway, Elaine says my husband volunteered at the jab hospital. He said the young people were fainting.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll be here next week. Doing something a bit more interesting than just binding. I just want to get this, be cozy and get this done. And so yeah, so lovely to see everybody again. Although I'm seeing you vicariously through Michael because he's reading the comments for me. And you guys have a good weekend, a good evening, and I will see you next week, next Friday. You take care. Bye bye.
Good night, all.